Okay.
That week, I knew that God was real and that He loved me, and I'd never be alone.
Coming out of the water was different.
This is my story.
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 This is my story. Hello, my name is Tyson Moore. I attend the 9 o'clock service with my mom and dad. Yeah, I have a brother. Both my parents are still teachers. My dad works at Eisenhower as a PE teacher and a driver's ed teacher, and my mom teaches at Cerro Gordo as a PE teacher too, and a French teacher. I attend Cerro Gordo High School, and I'm in 12th grade, a senior, and the two sports I play are baseball and basketball. Well, I played 3 years there, so throughout those 3 years, I accumulated 1,723 points. I want to go to college somewhere. I'll figure it out when I need to, where, but I want to major in sports management. I gotta say playing video games. My favorite sandwich would have to be a peanut butter banana sandwich. It's kind of turned into like, I toast the bread and then I smear the peanut butter and then chop bananas on it, but I love it. When I tell stories, I don't know why, but I try not to miss out on every detail. And so I end up over explaining it, and the person I'm telling it to kind of gets lost, so I have to redirect them, and then sometimes they just finish the story. But I don't know why I do it. I don't know why I can't just leave out a detail.
Well, because it enriches the story.
I know that's how I see it, but it's usually not how other people see it. I think it's a bunch of old basketball shoes. I think either they're too small or I just don't use them anymore. It's not a lot. I think it's only 2 or 3 pairs, but they're just sitting under my bed, and I probably should get rid of them. You know what an anglerfish is?
Yes.
I'd have to say that.
Why?
Because I know they're super deep in the ocean, but knowing that that's in the water with you is just terrifying. I might have to say something simple like vanilla, because my mom has a Scentsy or whatever in her living room, and I think I can always tell when it's vanilla, and it's just nice and soothing. Probably lemon or lime, anything to do with that. I don't like sour things and anything. If I've smelled a candle with lemon in it, I'm just no. Probably Snapchat or TikTok. Random stupid things is my humor. It's if I see a random stupid video that makes me laugh. I don't not like cats. I do like them. They're super sweet. But I'm always gonna say dogs, because we own 2 dogs right now. They're both toy poodles. One's named Ivy and the other's named Murphy, and they're just super super cute. Recently, my girlfriend has made me watch The Vampire Diaries, and I'll probably never admit it, but it's better than I thought it'd be. My favorite movie would have to be Spider-Man No Way Home, because I'm a big Marvel nerd, if you will. It was super fun to see all the 3 Spider-Man come together and fight all the other villains from the other universes. I mean, it was super cool. I would say it'd be a comedy, because I love laughing. I love, like I said, I love random stupid stuff, and I feel like that'd be funny in a movie. And I feel feel like the only actor I've thought about would play me would be Ryan Reynolds. That's the only one I've thought of, and really, I really wouldn't want anyone else to. Probably the Bahamas, like a paradise getaway. I haven't been there, and I feel like that'd be really fun. I'd say probably Robin Williams, because I'd love to have a conversation with him with how with his improv. I feel like he would make me laugh a lot, and I feel like it'd be super fun, sit down with him and just hear the funny things he'd have to say. Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire." About family, healthy, job, Lego. And then I'd say sentimental. I don't know, I'm just super sentimental. Marvel and Star Wars. I just love putting them together. A goal of mine is have a room in my house where it's a big old Lego city. 3 years ago in 2021, the Lego Spider-Man Daily Bugle set came out, and it was for $300. I worked at a basketball kiddie camp. I got some money from my grandpa, and I saved it all up, and I bought it, and it's still in my room, and I just love looking at it. It's just a big building. I can put characters in it, and I don't know why, I just love the buildings. I love Christmas, and I'd say probably every Christmas, just either as a kid and teenager and now. I've always loved them because we did it at our house, and then we go down there to my grandparents' house, and then we just stay there for the rest of the day, and it's always just super fun and sentimental, I guess, because it's everything everything I care about, basically. It's all family, and then I usually get a bunch of Lego, and then it's just treasured memories that I always look back on very fondly. 2 weeks ago on Valentine's Day when my grandpa passed. And before that, I'd say it was when my grandma did, a year ago, coming up on it. It was just very hard because we knew he didn't have much time left, but I don't think I ever was or could be prepared. And when it did, I still wasn't prepared, and it just wasn't great. No, but luckily we have our family, and I think it's brought us closer, and we were all there for him when it happened, and I think that's where more sentimental comes through. So just that closeness with the family, both physically and figuratively, will always be super important to me. Before I went to Saragordo, if I had a day off, my parents didn't. He could just come by, pick me up, take me through. He usually take me through McDonald's. We'd get the old Cinemelts before they discontinued them, and then we'd just go back to his house, and I'd just spend the day there. It didn't matter what the situation was. He'd always tell me a story I've never heard of before, either about my dad, about my grandma, about himself. It always amazed me how he always had a story that I've never heard before, and he probably still has stories that I've never heard before. He'd always tell us, "Do right till the stars fall." And I remember when he would first say that to us, he's like, "And when will the stars fall?" Well, never. And the stars will never fall. So do right till the stars fall. I'd say him and my other grandparents. It was always them who always talked about it. Was always the main reason it stuck with me. Like why Jesus is my savior and stuff like that. Probably my mom and dad. My dad's made some mistakes, and he's not the most perfect person, but I think that's why I'd look up to him, because he was a phenomenal basketball player when he way better than I was in sports, outside of sports. I think I'll always see him as my mentor, no matter what happens, because you can't lose that father-son bond. Yeah, I'd say so. In sports, like, things don't go my way, I can just, they just like burst sometimes. And he was be like, don't do that, you're embarrassing yourself. And yeah, later that night I do something stupid, I'll look back and be like, oh, why did I do that? Well, I'll say what my grandpa always said, he'd be like, next play. And I think that's something I've like mastered my senior year. I didn't get nearly as mad as I did in years previous, and I feel like that's just getting older. It's like just next play. If you let the mistakes stay in your mind, they're gonna pile up, and the sooner you just let them go, then you can move on and rise above them, because success will always outweigh the negatives, I think. It was one rainy summer morning, but my brother, who also went to Cerro Gordo, he was involved in summer basketball. And when we go that way, there's country roads out there leading us to Cerro Gordo. And he was a guy who would like to hit puddles when it rained. And him taking a country road, he saw a puddle, hit it, and it was a lot deeper than he thought it would be. And so he hit it, and he rolled like 6 times in the field, totaled the car. Every window was shattered. Everything in his car was thrown everywhere. But to all of our surprise, he did not have a single scratch on his body. And if you saw the picture of the car, and hearing that he had no injuries or anything, not even a little scratch, then you'd be very, very surprised. He walked away from that completely unscathed, and I'll never forget when my dad was talking about it, he's like, you had a guardian angel personally looking over you that morning. So I just think that's incredible. He is always teaching me to be patient and less angry. I feel like he's tested me a lot with some like little things, and just stay patient with someone. Don't be quick to anger. Like in the daily life, if like a problem comes up, just be like, oh, how can we fix this? Or what do we need to do? Don't just stay mad on something that happens. Just look to fix it and move on. I would definitely ask him how my grandma and grandpa are doing. I'd want to know how they're doing. If they're still looking over us, be with us as much as they can. I'm really curious. So I'd really wonder. And going back to what God is teaching me is to stay humble, because it doesn't really matter how good you are at something. The question that everyone asks me before every game is like, how many points are you dropping? And like, I don't know. I learned to be like, stick around and find out. That was always my answer to that. Just play the game. Just play the game. That's what I learned. People my age will always remember people who are super nice to them. And like with Steve, he's super nice. He gives us like newspapers of like pictures of me in the newspaper. Like I'll always remember that because it's super nice. Like, and he like goes out of his way to collect those. And everyone who says hi, good morning, like that's just super nice. And like just reaching out to them, and just if you see something about them, like ask about it to them, and get them to talk about them. Oh wow, they care about what I'm doing. I was asked to, and I thought it would be cool because, I don't talk about myself a lot to a lot of people, and And I thought this would be a cool way for more people to know me, because I'm sure a lot of people here have seen me walking by. And I don't know if they've like ever like seen me in a paper, but if they have, then that's cool. But I thought it would be a cool way to get more people to know me.